You do a lot of things well. How come music?
Wow, that's a very good question. Music actually was the only thing, to me, that made sense. Every other thing, you see, I came into music in and out because I really needed some stability in my life to be able to play music as it's supposed to be played. You know, because I didn't want to play music for money. I want to play music for the sheer fact that I love it. You know? And besides that, you know, I always ask myself, why was I born? And the answer always comes to do something important before you die. And I believe music is my way out. And that's the only way I can actually express myself.
Do you have a favorite language in which you sing, you prefer to sing?
Yep. My ethnic language, the Bayangi language, you know, it's the one, I think that's the only language that I could actually express myself as to the best of my knowledge. English, French has never been my language, you know, it's just a borrowed thing. And not to down it, it's just that it's not my thing. I use it because I have to communicate.
You want to tell us a little bit of how you got into music
my older brother, he was the one in the family that played guitar. He was really good. He played with people like Jacob Nguni and those other guys. And always my father never wanted to see that guitar. Every time he saw it, he would break it. So it kind of triggered me to want to know why, what's in there that is so bad. You know, and when I went in, I found out it was that like the most stress-relieving thing I've ever seen. And actually, I got into it because of my older brother, as a matter of fact. And then many other musicians that along the way inspired me. Like, wow, there's so many of them. I would just say everybody. If you just do something good, I love it. You know.
You're not based in Cameroon. You're not based in Africa right now.
I'm based in the United States. This is where I've been living for the past, I would just say about 15 years, you know, and this is where I became a man, you know. Back in Africa, I was a little boy. I didn't even know where I was going and where I would be ending. But at last, I ended up in America, and it was a great place, and I love it here. I can't choose to stay anywhere in the world.
Tell us a little bit about doing your kind of music in America.
Well, it's kind of challenging because everybody else listens to the R&B, pop, and rock and roll, and you see, that's what I want to do, in the sense that I feel like people can turn or learn to admire the African music without actually being rhythm and blues, because rhythm and blues, rock and roll, everything is all African music. But it always killed me why we cannot market our own music, you know. So I always felt like I think I will be the one to give it to them.
I want to ask you about the difficulties of doing African music in a non-African environment and the advantages.
Well, it brings a whole lot of culture into African music. See, because as they said, mankind started in Africa, so all of them have some Africanism in them, you know. So working with different variety of musicians from all over the world always like brings out something new. And that's what we've been doing, you see. But I always like to keep that African thing inside my music, you know. That I don't like people like to jump here, jump over there, and bring things. No, you bring what you want to bring, but we try to Africanize it. You see what I'm saying? And make it very African, but in a different way from the norm.
Can you tell me about some of the influences you've had? And I'm sure you're working with other. Do you work mostly with African artists in the United States?
The key artists are Africans, yeah, and most of the inputs, like the horns, sometimes keyboards, depending on what song we're recording on that day. You know, we'll bring people from Cuba, people from the United States, Americans themselves, and sometimes we'll bring people from Mexico, Brazil, but it's all African music at the end.
Okay.
You know.
Have you worked with any American artists?
Yeah, but not in my project. In their projects. See,
okay.
Like the Steels and Prince, Josh Clinton, and those are some of the people like Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. You know, they're all from Minnesota, and Minnesota was the place I landed when I came from Africa, you know. So I got to meet these cats, and we all worked and we were jamming together, you know.
Sometimes in my life, I've been searching for someone just like you. Everything in my life, I've been trying to do the things I do.
And they've always still been friends, and they've been helping, doing what they can do to help, you know. So.
Are you influencing them in any way?
Oh yeah, a whole lot. In Diamonds and Pearls, I influenced the song Prince wrote. You know, I think it was the 6th song. I cannot even remember the name. But it was like. It was an old African folk song I was listening to in Cameroon, you know. I went to the studio, Paisley Park, one day, and I was playing that riff in the guitar, and it's like, wow, African, I love that. I love that. Then I told him, I said, you know, this is not my song, but it's a song I listened to while I was growing up, and he's like, no, I really love it. And the next thing I noticed, he was playing it every day. And then it became a song in his album. And Rosie was singing it, and he himself sang it. You know, and it was a plus to me. I was very happy.
Now, tell me a little bit about what you sing. You sing on in your music. What are the themes that you singing? What? You understand the question?
Yeah. Mostly, I sing about love, hypocrisy, which is a whole lot in Africa, and love-hate relationships. And I really don't like singing much about politics because I think it's not my chore. It doesn't inspire me, and I don't see why I should sing about it, because I have many other ways to communicate with people than talking politics, actually. I know that would drive a lot of people away, but honestly, that's not me. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sure, I mean, this question may be the same as the previous question. And this one is, what drives you? What drives you in your music?
Wow.
What gets you going? What makes you tick?
Augustine, people like you. People like you drive me. Because you know something? When I see you work, like in your film projects and all that.
Good lawyer on your side, John, to help you.
No. He can take care of himself. The man doesn't need you.
Excuse me, folks. I need to talk to you.
I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Why do you do this, man?
Do what?
My father's no governor. I mean no PSG program. You're not a lawyer either.
Oh, Dad?
This is ridiculous. My father is a bicycle repairman, Paul, and I am an accountant clerk.
You take things too seriously. What do you have to lose?
What do I have to lose? You're lying to those people and they'll believe in you, Paul.
So, would you rather than think your father is an ape and you live on trees?
Do you think you're impressing them with your lies?
Hey, man, I was doing it for you. Julie's already mine tonight. And I was just helping with Becky. Okay?
You inspire me. And those inspiration are the things that I take back. But I cannot do what you do. So what I do is, I just sit back and think of you, and you inspire me to write a song, and it comes out, you know, it comes out like just like that. See, those are the things I love in life, the things that inspire me to become who maybe I've become in music, you know, and by so doing, seeing people like you, listening to people like Manu Dibango.
I dedicate this song to Manu Dibango. C'est un beau Gabps, toujours beau Gabps. Écoutez-moi. Bokone no menga timbi memba no mai bidi me. Eba begini gana no menga tibi kambi ba no mbabe. Menga tibi bebe bokone no menga mawanti. Menga ambi menti kwa makosa we.
And Prince himself, James Brown, everybody, and Kofi Olomide, Petit Pay. Wow, man, there's so many of them.
You were just in Paris, and how was it? Have you been to Paris before?
No, this was my first time to go to Paris. And, well, I would say Paris is a very difficult place for black folks, especially for Africans. You see, I hate calling Africans black because I don't think they are. I always call them Africans. See, Paris is a very difficult place for Africans, and if these people can go there and through their difficulties and bring out all this beauty of what Africa has to offer, tell me, what's there not to love? Everything about them is admirable, you know. And just going to Paris made me even respect them more, you know, because they came a long way and they're doing a wonderful job, basically.
What did you like about Paris?